Join with computer. Oh, start video.
Hey y'all.
Hi.
We're back.
Same shirt.
Same day.
Same day. Okay. I think it's recording, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where's my face? It's supposed to be over there.
Did you go to
Share
your
screen?
screen?
There it is.
Okay.
All right, guys. So, just like promised, we're here for day 1 of online notes. Okay. So, if you look on Weebly, you have Monday, March 16th, which is today. And by the end of today, we want you to be able to do the following. We want you to be able to tell us, is a virus living or non-living? Is bacteria living or non-living? How do you treat a virus? How do you treat a bacterial infection? What are examples of a virus and what are examples of a bacterial infection? But also keep in mind, we'll be talking about fungal infections and parasites. Okay?
Okay, so what you need to do is watch the YouTube video and write down your notes right here in your notebook. Then after you do that, there is a gallery walk right here where it says download file. And then here is the posters and then the student chart that will help you. After you do that, upload your assignment and email it to us, Davenport, or me, and make sure you feel confident. So here we go.
All right, let's do this. And just in case you're wondering, we've already taken our notes. So
We wrote, well,
all of them things. They're fun though. You know, I love note taking because I'm a dork. All right. So this is structure and function of living organisms. This is one of my most favorite units. I'm super sad y'all aren't in person for us to do this because we had some cool things planned, but we need to get back. We'll try to still do them, okay?
there's 12 questions on the EOG that relate to this. So this is a pretty big topic for us, but it's really fun because most people are interested in things that they can't see. And so this is really fun.
Yep. And just to take a look, wherever it is, this is actually the most tested, right there, the most tested part of our EOG. So just pay attention. And it's the most tested part simply because, and you guys will be able to answer this question, when we're talking about viruses, bacteria, pandemics, epidemics, who's it affecting? It's affecting us, which is why we're doing this right now, right? And so, you know, anytime it affects living organisms, they're going to have a lot more emphasis on it. So let's go ahead and get started. I think our expectation is that you're just writing notes like normal. It'd be kind of like a regular day in science class, but you can absolutely take your time. This is, yep, it's on Weebly.
And you can email us and you can voice call us on the Google Voice if you have a question, and we can answer it for you.
Yep, absolutely. We're here. It's just that we don't get to see your face unless, you know, for some reason you send us a picture. But if you do have questions, let us know. We'll do anything we can to help, okay? So, viruses, bacteria, fungi, and parasites, they're probably all words that we've heard before, but they're all things that can affect the human body and interfere with normal functions. So think of a time you've been sick. If you've had the flu, that's a flu virus. It's called influenza. But there are differences between them and how we treat them. So right now, we have the coronavirus going on, right? Why can't we go to the doctor and get an antibiotic and it go away? Because it's a virus, and you can't do that with viruses. So that's the things that we're going to be looking at. If you've had strep throat, who's had strep throat? I know as a kid I had strep throat all the time. And that's actually how my dad lost his kidneys, was strep throat that went untreated. But you have a bacterial infection, and if I get strep throat, that's bacterial. I can go to the doctor, get antibiotics, and get better, right? So there's a huge difference between a virus and bacteria, because this virus right now has pretty much shut down the whole globe because of how quickly it's spreading and the fact that you can't go to the doctor and get an antibiotic for it.
Right. You can treat the symptoms of viruses. You can take like Tylenol and ibuprofen, but you can't really get rid of it. It has to run its course.
Yep.
And so with the coronavirus, the course is 7 to 14 days they're telling you to quarantine yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The big difference between a virus and a bacteria is viruses are non-living.
Not alive.
And so that's the crazy thing, because you're like, well, how do they reproduce? How do they transfer from person to person or animal to animal if it's not alive?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in order for them to reproduce, they have to have a host cell. So guess who the host is?
Pretend I'm a virus and pretend she's the host cell.
Right. So I am her host. So I'm the hostess with the mostest. She has to be inside me in order to
AT&T.
to reproduce inside my healthy cells. So once the virus is inside your cell,
it attaches.
Attaches. It sends its DNA on the inside of your cell. It changes your DNA until it's DNA. And then it reproduces all and has a whole bunch of viral babies, and then it breaks open that cell.
Yes.
And those viral babies attach to every single cell inside your body. And it's a cycle, and it happens over and over and over and over. So that's why there's really not any antiviral medications to help, like antibiotics. It just has to run its course. Now, some things do have antiviral medications, like right now they have HIV medications that will reduce the number of the viruses inside your body. But once you have a virus inside your body, it's always there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it goes to sleep, like chickenpox virus, for example. When I was little, I had a chickenpox. So it's asleep inside my body. But it can get awoke or waken, and it comes back as shingles. Mm-hmm. So that's how viruses work a lot of times.
It's kind of like if you remember back in 6th grade.
Sorry, I'm having trouble with the connection.
Siri didn't understand what we just said.
Yeah.
It's okay. But if you think back to 6th grade, when a plant goes dormant because it can't live in certain environments, it's the same thing with a virus. It's not going to come back and present itself until it's got the perfect atmosphere to do so. And kind of what she was saying, just to piggyback off of it, the coronavirus right now it's not a new thing, but it's very new to us. And it's something that our systems, our bodies have not faced before. So why is everybody struggling with it? Why is everybody getting sick? It's simply because our cells, our immune systems have not been introduced to it. So they don't know how to attack it. But let's say that, for instance, I've had a cold before, right? If that same pathogen, the same bad guy, enters my body has remembered how to fight it from the last time I got sick. And so I don't get sick this time. I may feel bad, like a little fatigued, but I don't get sick because my body immediately sends those white blood cells, those good guys, to fight it off. Now with the coronavirus, our bodies have not seen this before. So we're getting sick because our bodies have to learn how to fight it.
Right.
In the future.
And in older people over 65, their immune system is already lower or weakened, so they're having a harder time fighting it off.
Yep.
So in order to not treat a virus, you can't treat it. You can treat the symptoms, but you can prevent a virus by taking your vaccines. Mm-hmm. Like the polio vaccine. Polio right now is eradicated in the United States, which means that there is no cases of polio because we all have had the polio vaccine. In third world countries, there are polio cases right now because they don't have the vaccines. Another vaccine is called MMR, mumps, measles, and rubella. Nobody has those in the United States anymore because we all had vaccines. In order to go to school, you have to have these vaccines.
Yeah. And so just kind of finishing up with viruses, why do they last so long? They last so long because if I'm a virus and she's a healthy cell, I take my bad DNA and I change the DNA inside the healthy cell and turn it into the bad DNA and reproduce like crazy fast. Mm-hmm. Can I do things to help? Yes. Wash your hands lots. Get your flu shot. Sneeze into your, y'all know how I feel about sneezes, please. But the flu shot does not make you sick, based upon lots of people think that. If you get sick from the flu shot, you are already sick.
Mhm.
You just may not have known it. Okay, but most important takeaway: viruses are non-living.
Right.
They have to have a host, and they inject that bad DNA into a good cell, kill the good cell, and the bad guy takes over.
And we're gonna watch a video on that
Yay. Okay.
because you know I love a video.
Yeah, we love videos. All right. Bacteria. So bacteria, there's 3 different types of bacteria that you can have. Bacilli.
Toxic.
How you say it?
Toxic.
Toxic.
I might be saying that wrong.
I don't know.
We'll look it up.
I call it spiral. Okay, but it can have these 3 different shapes. And that's all that's saying. So that is how bacteria will be inside of you. Remember, you can't see it with the naked eye, only under a microscope, which is why when we come in contact with it, we don't know that we've come in contact with it until we start presenting symptoms, aka sick. Okay. Bacteria can live in crazy places. They can live in extreme heat, extreme cold. They could live with oxygen, without oxygen. It's kind of like, it reminds me of where the hydrothermal vents are in the ocean. Those